Hello everyone, Nick from Claret and Booze. Hope you're all well. We just watched West Ham beat Fulham 1-0 away at Craven Cottage. I don't really know how to review this one. It's difficult. We're relief at the result, absolute relief. Obviously, we needed that. You know, we're up to 30 points. We're still only we're only 30. We're only 3 points above the drop zone because Leicester got beat, so they're on 27 points. But now Southampton have drifted away, so we're way off the bottom. But that he went 4-4-2, didn't he? So there was a lot of changes today. Fabianski remained in goal. Tilo Kehrer was dropped. Aguirre was dropped. Emerson was dropped. Souček kept his place. We went for a 4-4-2. Fornals came in for Benny out on the left. We had Bowen on the right wing. Rice doing 99% of the work in the middle of the park, with Souček doing his usual next to him. But of course, Souček's undroppable, so he was always going to get played. I thought Zuma and Ogbonna were okay. Zuma was a bit iffy at times, brilliant in the air. But there was a couple of times he got too close to Vinicius, who span him too quickly. But Ogbonna was the better of the defenders. I was glad to see him back, to be honest, Oggy. I think he actually is our best defender. And Danny Ings and Antonio up front. But we were so deep. I mean, the first half, we obviously, I think in the first half, there was about 80% possession or very close to Fulham. But we were so deep, and they've got such little attacking threat without Mitrovic that it just, you know, they I don't think they'd have scored against us if we'd have been playing for 2 days. You know, I know there was a chance in the second half where they hit us on the break, which we'll talk about in a minute, but it was so unadventurous from us. It was so dull. The fans were amazing on the stream that I had. Obviously, Gary's there today. The fans were just in full voice. It was brilliant. I mean, the players were on it. They were all committed. They were definitely committed. They were flying into tackle, some heroic blocks. Everyone was on it. Basically, what David Moyes did today was he reverted back to, apart from Danny Ings, he reverted back to, you know, the team of the last 2 seasons. That's what he did. He just binned all the new players. Slightly different formation. He went for a 4-4-2, but was it a 4-4-2? Not really. Like I said before, with a David Moyes formation, it doesn't matter what shape it is. It's the instructions, and we were set up so fucking deep. So deep. It was still everyone camped back in their own box for the majority of the game, apart from a couple of breaks that we had. You know, there was a couple of interesting breaks. But no, it was, like I say, it's just another one of them, you know. And is that going to save his job? Fuck me, more than likely. And I was looking at Sullivan and Brady in the directors' boxes. They look relatively pleased. You know, why are they going to get rid of him now? When you think about it, we're like putty in their fucking hands. Do you know that? We really are. They don't give a shit. They don't care what level of football we have to watch, what our enjoyment factor is. The main thing today was getting a result. We got a result. We have to, you know, thank God. But that football is just fucking dire. We can't pass the ball. And then on 60 minutes, obviously, Ings comes off. So does Fornals, and then Benny and Downs come on. Downs, you know, at least gave Declan Rice some help in the middle of the park, some energy, which he didn't have. You know, Declan Rice was fucking phenomenal in that first half. He was everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. And Souček was nowhere. Again. I thought Cresswell and Soufal did well. I thought the players that came in did well. Like, you can't knock it. It was but the style of football that we were playing was so basic. You know, it wasn't a game that was set up to, we weren't there to play with the ball. We was there to play on the break. And this is against Fulham, who have, you know, I don't think they had a win in their last 4 games. The last 4 games before us. You know, they're off the back of sort of 3 or 4 consecutive defeats. They've got no striker. Literally no striker. I mean, that Vinicius is shit. And we just gave them that much respect. It's heaven forbid how we're going to play against Arsenal when we play Arsenal, if that's how we're going to face up against Fulham. Because we just didn't see the ball, you know? Not at all. Their build-up play was brilliant, but there was nothing there. There was just loads of crosses coming into the box with one guy in the middle who was marked by Oggy and Zuma. We was going to deal with that all day long. So tactically, they were it was poor. Maybe it's personnel, I don't know. But yeah, I've got no idea. Looking at that game there, I've got no idea how they are, where they are in the table. I'm amazed they score goals against Premier League defences. But I mean, like, having said that, we did make it incredibly difficult. Like I said, we set like a double-layered roadblock. You know, that whenever you looked, there was 10 claret shirts there, you know, camped in their own box, and they've got to try and carve that open. They haven't got Kevin De Bruyne, have they? They've got Willian, who was kept very, very quiet. But no, I don't know. Look, I don't know. I don't know how to review it. It was painful to watch. You know, it was just a relief. You feel relief when the final whistle goes because we got the 3 points. But we were shit again. And I don't know. This is going to be David Moyes' turn to corner Mark 5. We're going to go back to being shit and we're going to get absolutely torn apart by Arsenal in the next game. Then we've got Liverpool. But look, I suppose we're on 30 points now. We only need a couple more wins. Can he do it? I don't know. But I think, irrespective of everything that's been said by myself, by other channels, by journalists and stuff like that, looking at Sullivan in that box, you know, he looked very pleased with himself. He did. You know, he looked very smug. Yeah, like I said, I think we're like putty in his hands. All the fans are on side. He'll probably take that and interpret that as the fans are on the board side and on the manager's side, you know, because I don't think there was any anti-Bald or anti-Moyes songs. So, yeah, I think, like I say, I think he just literally manipulates us. Maybe John was right what he was saying last night. Maybe, you know, release that sort of story that David Moyes is on his last warning and we are looking for another manager just to shut them up. Shut them up. They don't know what they're fucking talking about. Be all right on Saturday when we beat Fulham. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. And it works, doesn't it? Works every time. So it looks as though David Moyes, for me, I mean, irrespective of everything else, I mean, why would they bother? Why would they bother sacking him now? Why would they? If they've kept him after being absolutely battered 5-1, and now we've just gone away to Fulham and we're beaten 1-0, why would they sack him now? So, yeah, I think I think this is it now for the season. I don't really, and it's so difficult to review these games. It's so difficult to review that, you know. I should be coming on here buzzing because, you know, we're moving further away from the relegation zone but the football's dire. It's terrible. It was so unadventurous and unnecessarily unadventurous. Any other team in that second half would have been bashing goals in. We were so deep. We were getting so much pressure put on us, but they were so toothless. And then occasionally we'd go and hit them on the break and we'd have a chance. Danny Ings had one where Leno did well. He came out. And then Cornet right at the end, he should have buried that. That was awful. Either buried it or squared it. He completely balls that up. I mean, imagine that was in injury time. I think the 91st minute or something. So you can imagine if they'd have gone up the other end and scored after him missing that opportunity. But yeah, like I say, I don't know. I can't come in here and pretend that was a good game, a great game that we just watched. I can't come in here and say it was a David Moyes masterclass because it fucking wasn't. It wasn't a masterclass. It ain't a masterclass what he does. Camping 2/3 of the team in front of your own goal. It's not. It's anti-football. It's shit. We played the game without the ball again. Nothing's been learned. It looks like all the new players have been put in the bin. It's all down to them. All the new players. It's all their fault. They're all shit. We get rid of them. And we go back to the team of 2 years ago, the team that was starting to struggle towards the end of last season. And he'll probably stick with that now through to the end of the season. Like I say, why would they get rid of him now? I've got no hope that they're going to now, which is just depressing because it comes back to the style of football again. And I know we keep saying that the results are all that matter, but fuck me, really, it's almost taking the piss now. I swear they had like 80% possession for that whole game. I haven't checked it. It was at one point. It was about 78% for the overall game. We did get on the ball a little bit more towards the end, which might have evened it out. But throughout the lion's share of that game, it was painful to witness. But yeah, I don't know. I'm relieved and deflated at the same time. I am. I just feel like I'm going to be back, like we always do when David Moyes turns a corner. We know, and he's probably going to go and get a couple of results. Well, he can't not get a couple of results in Europe. Everyone's going to be fucking singing his name again. And then we're going to lose to Arsenal really badly. And then there's going to be mass depression again. And then he'll have another last chance saloon game. And we're just having the piss taken out of us, to be quite honest. We are. Sullivan's taking the piss. You could see it in his face. You know, he was more than happy with that. So like I say, if he's more than happy, I can only assume that he's sitting there thinking, see, I was right to stick with him. They don't know what they're fucking talking about. So, yeah, that is what it is. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what to say about the game. It was shit. The game was shit. It was a terrible game. But we got over the line. We got the point. We're on 30 points. We're up in 13th. And we're now 3 points off the drop zone. So we're moving in the right direction. So that's good. Safety is looking like it is not as far away now. So yeah, look, it is what it is. Sorry, I'm a little bit down with it all, to be honest. I am. Like I say, it's really weird. It's a weird feeling. It is. I'm happy. I'm relieved, and I'm miserable at the same time. It's a weird feeling, you know. Quite solemn, but there you go. We got the job done. On to the next one. All right. Speak to you soon. I can't. What more is it to say? All right. See you later. Come on, your ones.